Hi, this is Jim over at Cherry. In the video we're going to take a look at next is the snow events for our snow service providers to look at what the National Weather Service had reported for the events that happened at the locations that they service. So let's go ahead and take a look at that screen, and we'll show you how that ties into the services that you report. So we're going to log in as Black Dirt Plowing Company into the portal, and then we're going to navigate to our weather and snow events. So these are the records of all the snow events that our meteorology group has collected for the National Weather Service for the customer locations that were impacted by snow. So our snow service providers would utilize this information and review it to see how there lines up with what the services that they're reporting. So this screen looks like a typical portal screen with the rows of records, columns of information, has the similar functionality for the multi-row selector, the multi-page selector here and here, and then we have the quick search feature and the advanced search feature up here. So what these rows of records show us, in the first column here would be the event name. Typically the event name would be probably based on a geographic location for a city or state and a specific customer or group of customers. These are a little different because these are based on a test database that we use for the system. And then the next column would represent the start date and time for that event established by the National Weather Service, and then an end date and time. We also have the customer that were involved in that specific event for this record, and the number of locations. So you can have multiple customers and multiple locations in a typical snow event. And then we have the snow depth range. We have the low end, and then we have the high end that was reported from that local weather tower for these specific customer locations. The specific location or locations for that snow accumulation will fall within this range. So this location will be between 2 and 3 inches of actual snow reported. And then we have the date and time that this information was last updated, and then the current status of this record has been finalized. Once this information has been finalized, then it gets moved over to the service report detail for the services that were reported for that event from the service provider. So let's take a look how that looks like. So from the main menu, I'm going to go ahead down to Service History, and then I'm going to right click and open that up in a new tab here. So here's the Service History screen. I'm going to open up the Advanced Search Filters, and I'm going to search by snow category first. Then I'm also going to select just the services that have been validated, and for a subcategory I'm just going to choose parking lot plow. I'm going to go ahead and apply those filters. My 3 filter choices will be along the top here: validated service for parking lot plows for snow, and my records will reflect those 3 criteria. So I only have 2 options here to choose from. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first service report. We're going to open up the detail by clicking on the menu and then click on View Details. So here's the service report information. These are the services that were reported by the provider. They were for the sidewalk shovel, 3 inches. Parking lot ice control was reported, and then the parking lot plow was also 3 inches. We see that for that specific weather event information that was tied in from the weather event screen, that the event started on 1/4, right when the service was reported, and the snow depth for this particular location was about 4 inches. So the services that were reported fall within the means of the 4-inch report from the National Weather Service. So based on that criteria and the timeline of this event and the other information that was provided with this service report, this moved into a validated status. We established that there was a weather event that took place during this time of service, and it matched up with the number of inches that were reported by the service provider. So the system went ahead and validated the service so that it could be processed for payment to the service provider. So that's how our snow events that are recorded here on our snow event screen ties into the specific snow services that are reported from our service providers. So again, it goes through that validation process looking for that specific information. It also looks at additional information that we'll talk about in the validation detail. But for this particular one, it passed through the snow event criteria, again, backed up by the National Weather Service data. So I hope you found that information useful. Again, just like anything else, if there are any questions you have with our web portal, please give us a call over here at Cherry. And in the meantime, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.